Good evening and welcome to this presentation of Oregon 3A basketball on TableRockSports.net. This evening, we're pleased to bring you from the Les Schwab South Coast Tournament, the Cascade Christian Challengers, the defending Oregon 3A champions, versus the Philomath Warriors, coming in with a perfect 6-0 record and a #1 ranking in the Oregon 4A. This is going to be quite a game between the two. A lot of length on this Philomath team. They got starters at 6'7", 6'6", and then they've got a 6'2" sharpshooter in Cole Beardsley that will just absolutely shoot the lights out. He'll keep the defense of the Challengers busy. Meanwhile, the Challengers coming in with a perfect 2-0 record, seeing their first action of the season Thursday as they cruise to victory 74-38 against Crook County. And then last night, Challengers took on some familiar faces from Hidden Valley and came away with a 61-39 decision. Although the Challengers graduated just one senior off of last year's team, this Challenger team has a decidedly different look. Some of the guys that were reserves for the Challengers last year or were seniors this year. Brody Sample, for example, is going to serve as team manager this year. No doubt Daniel Neary, thinking ahead to his college football career, is stepping away from basketball. And so there's been some other decisions like that. But for some of you, tonight you're going to get your first look at some new faces in the Cascade Christian program. Sophomore Drew Hall, who came over from South Medford High, played for the Panthers last year, was actually a starter for them as a freshman. He opened up his Cascade Christian career by pouring in 28 points in the Crook County game, so already we can see what he can do. Also coming to the Challenger program, Jaron Frankowiak. Some of you may say, that name sounds familiar. Well, he played for Brookings Harbor as a freshman last year, and he was quite a matchup headache from his point guard position. Well, now he's a part of the Cascade Christian program. And then also in the mix, another kid from the Oregon coast, Derek Farmer, that we'll see off the Challenger bench. Just a freshman, but well advanced physically, and also just has already, you can tell, a good head for the game. Colson Brown, returning from a year in Idaho, coming in, and he's been an up-and-coming player that we've had our eyes on for a couple of years, starting to get his opportunities. And then Eli Bryant, I know last season was sidelined by illness for much of the early season and never really had a chance to get his bearings. Well, he's getting a chance to play now. He collected 5 rebounds in the opener against Crook County, and then he was one of several players. We had 19 points off the Challenger bench last night. So it's an interesting mix of players, and we'll be getting our first look at them. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout right now. We're just moments away from the tip-off of the championship game of the Les Schwab South Coast Tournament, the Challengers versus the Warriors, and we've got that coming up for you right here on TableRockSports.net.
You find information about paying for medical treatment after a car crash? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
I just got the best deal at US Cellular. Just $29 for one line.
For the first month only, right? That's how they get you.
For as long as I want. Why so skeptical?
I was told she'd weigh 30 pounds.
Get unlimited data for just $29 per line, even just one. Only at US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Get one line for just $29 at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive US Cellular authorized agent. Visit SOUScellular.com for details.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Welcome back to Hoffine Court at Marshfield High School. Cascade Christian getting ready to square off with the Philomath Warriors. And, you know, this is going to start a run of some challenging games for Cascade Christian. And that's really what that early season's all about, is get you battle testing and see how you stand against the state's best. I was talking with Marshfield Athletic Director Greg Mulvey just a couple of hours ago, and in the minds of some people, with all due respect to our friends at Westside Christian up north and some of the fine teams in the 4A ranks like Junction City, I think it's safe to say that many anticipate what we have here is a state championship contender in the 3A from the Challengers, looking to defend their 2022 title. Then Philomath looking very much the part of a team that should be making a run for a state title. They come in with a perfect record. One of the fine teams that you'll see in the 4A ranks is Junction City, and Philomath has defeated them twice, back on the 3rd of December, 59-33, then last night by 7, 56-49. They've also taken away victories against South Albany. Gladstone were 30-point winners against Henley, and a tough 5A program in Redmond on Thursday. Philomath winners there. As for the Challengers, it's a short body of work right now, as Cascade Christian, quite often, Coach Brian Morris will give some of the football players on the basketball team a little time to rest up, kind of get that behind them, kind of decompress a little bit, and then get ready for basketball season. So they're really just getting started, and again, that is more or less by design. Now, what we'll look to do is give you the starting lineups for tonight's game via the public address. So we'll see how this plays out. If they have the national anthem and it's just a pre-recorded version, we'll use that opportunity for a commercial break to recognize our sponsors. But, okay, so they're going to go ahead and do that. And we'll take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the starting lineups following these messages.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Our national anthem, Jim McCoy along with Johnny McCoy on the camera. Let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups. So Johnny will go ahead and zoom in on the starters for tonight's game as they are introduced. We'll go ahead and bring them to you by those means. Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The starting lineups for tonight's ball game, a mixture of the familiar and the new for Cascade Christian. Both teams undefeated on the young season. Challengers in their white uniforms with purple numerals. The Warriors in their darks to get the game underway. The hay's in the barn. It's time to go. Challengers control the tip. It'll be front Kowiak out of backcourt. The transfer from Brookings Harbor. He'll work the ball across court to fellow newcomer Drew Hall. Hall will kick it out for Tristan Wallace, returning starter for Cascade. He loses the handle on the basketball. It's taken by the Warriors. Little razzle-dazzle on the backcourt. Russell up the floor it goes. You try to get a feed inside for Ty May, and it ends up going out of bounds. Game just underway. Russell dumps it down low. May with it. And he kisses it off the window for two. As the Warriors take the early 2-0 lead. Challenger ball. Top of the key, it goes to Wallace. Wallace trying to look inside. Ball's tipped away. There is Jacob Peters with the steal. Quickly up the floor it goes. Laying it up and in on the break. That's Ty May, making it a 4-0 ball game. Challengers have managed to avoid turnover problems in their first two games, but little trouble here early. Maurer setting the screen for Hall. And once again, another turnover for the Challengers as they get off to a bit of a rocky start in this ball game. You wonder where Mark McLemore is. He's coaching the JV and the JV2 squads. And those gentlemen are in action today. And if you're listening down the way, Mark, by all means, would love to pass along a score. Turnover for the Warriors. Challengers last night led by 5 against the Mustangs and then pulled away in the second half of the 61-39 victory. But the Challengers just, well, you know, you're going to have games like that from time to time, especially early on in the season. But to give you a contrast, against Crook County on Thursday, just 5 turnovers in that ball game. And we're pushing that figure already in this ball game. With the basketball, Preston Kramer. He'll make a move to the hoop. His shot off target tipped around by Austin Maurer to his twin brother Peyton. Challengers take it out of backcourt. Hall with it. Moves to his right between the circles now. And then Peyton Maurer. We have a whistle. And the foul will be called against Ty May. That'll be his first personal of the ball game. First team foul of the night for the Warriors. Number 1 in the Oregon 4A. Shot short by Austin Maurer. And for those of you unfamiliar with Maurer, he's got the range. On any given night, he is the Challengers' best shooter from downtown. Warrior basketball, shot from downtown. Short. Cheat code with the rebound. He'll make his move. Wallace fires the short corner 3, and he knocks it down. Tristan Wallace with his first bucket of the ball game, and if you leave him open, he'll make you pay for it. May with the basketball. Over on the right wing, guarded by Frankowiak. He'll make a move to the hoop. Little runner, no good. Shot short. Wallace with the rebound out of backcourt. Some good ball handlers on this Chandler team between Hall, Frankowiak, Cannon Anderson. Ball tipped around. Austin Maurer trying to move in. And they're going to whistle Austin for the foul. For the Challengers, their first team foul of the night. Warrior lead is 1 as we're just about halfway through the first quarter of play. May with the basketball. Fires it. Little backdoor cut. Laying it up and in is Preston Kramer. Philomath extends the lead to 3. Hall. Good defense there by Beardsley. Austin Maurer, and he knocks it down from distance. And that will tie the game at 6. They'll work it inside. Jacob Peters kissing that one off the window, puts his team back up by 2. For Peters, his first bucket of the ball game. Maurer in the high post, swings it for Anderson. Anderson has it stripped away. Beardsley, who had 19 on Thursday and 20 last night, and he knocks it down. He's the go-to guy. 6'2" senior guard. Cascade Christian, Coach Brian Morse going to call a timeout. We will do the same. And then when we return, we'll have more action coming your way on TableRockSports.net.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Our first look at the Cascade Christian Challengers for the 2022-23 campaign. They trail the ball game 11-6. Cannon Anderson wearing number 3 into the game. Also checking in as number 32, Colson Brown. Brown, a 6'3" wing. And that's one of the hallmarks of this Challenger team this year is they've got a ton of depth. Between the circles now is Hall. Passes left wing, so the Challengers kind of going small here. Hall, who does give him some height at point guard at 6'3". At least in recent years. Brown out of the high post, kicks it out for Frankowiak. Challengers with their third triple of the quarter to make it a 2-point game. Top of the key is May, and knocking it down, Cole Beardsley. That's his second triple of the ball game. Puts his team back up by 5. Frankowiak picks up his dribble. High right wing for Hall. Hall's going to drive. Needs a little help. Brown's going to shoot it. I do believe he called bank on that. Colson Brown draws the Challengers within 2. Beardsley guarded by Hall. Gets a screen from Peters. Now May's going to knock it down from long range. Unofficially, we've got him at 7 in the quarter. as the Warriors are up by 5. Hall over in the corner. Anderson now back to Austin Maurer. Oh, my goodness. Maurer, a pair of triples here in the first quarter. All the Challenger field goals are three-pointers. Meanwhile, move underneath the hoop. That's Chad Russell with his first bucket of the ball game. Philomath up by 4 with 1:09 left to go in the first quarter of play. Hall with the basketball, moves to the hoop, and there with the defense is Russell as it goes out of bounds, and Frankowiak's going to have to go chase that down. Derek Farmer going to check into the ball game as Jaron takes a well-deserved breather. Anderson, Farmer, fires it. Brown going to drive to the hoop, kicks it out. Anderson going to fire from downtown. That shot just a little bit short. Farmer hustling for the basketball, and the Warriors take it out of backcourt. Kramer, wearing number 11, gives it up top for Beardsley. Beardsley guarded by Farmer. He'll go ahead and shoot a fadeaway. That one a little bit short. That would have been impressive if he would have made it. Hall out of backcourt, goes 1-on-2, glides to the hoop. No foul called there as Beardsley and the Warriors come away with the rebound. 16 seconds left to go in the first. Beardsley a handful, 19 and 20 here in the tournament. Shot a little bit long, ball tipped away. Hall is there, but the Warriors come away with it. And the buzzer sounds, and that will end the first quarter of play. After 1, it's the Warriors 19, the Challengers 15. We'll take a quick timeout, and we will return here on TableRockSports.net.
What do you do when you get into a car accident and want to know your rights? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Hotline Court at Marshfield High School. The Challengers and the Warriors going at it. Blistering pace from downtown for both teams. Challengers, all 5 of their field goals came from three-point land. Then for the Warriors, they had 3 triples. Leading the way for them in scoring is Ty May with 7. Move to the hoop, shot short. Ball kicked around, a little short jumper, but there to lay it up and in. Taking advantage of the offensive rebound, Jacob Peters. Philomath up by 6 here in the opening moments of the second quarter. Peyton Maurer goes to the hoop. The Challengers with their first non-3 of the game. 4-point contest here early in the second quarter. May with the basketball, wearing 13, works it inside. There is Maurer to disrupt the shot. That's what 7 feet of length will do for you. Frankowiak back in the Challenger lineup. Good penetrator, has a little bit of trouble there in traffic. Good defense by the Warriors. Out of backcourt they go. And a feed inside. Getting position there, but missing the shot. is May. And we have a whistle and a foul called in the Challenger backcourt. So far on the evening, they're letting the players play. Only one team foul apiece. Foul will be called against May. That'll be his second of the ball game. Checking in will be Brody Bushnell, 5'11" senior. Wears number 4 for the men in black. Maurer in the high post. Little turnaround jumper. That's just a little bit long. Rebound for Kramer. Beardsley. This will be a fun matchup to watch tonight between Beardsley and Hall. Hall in his Challenger debut scored 28 points on Thursday against Crook County. Beardsley, cross-court pass. Bushnell, guarded by Francoiak, tries to feed it inside. They're getting a hand on it, though, as Wallace. Good active hands by the Challenger defense. Beardsley feeds for Bushnell, and he'll be called for the travel. Thus far, early in the ball game, and it has been a little helter-skelter for a guy working by himself. I got spoiled working with Mark all of these years. But Warriors have done a pretty good job of taking care of the Rocks, so that's a rare turnover for him on this evening, whereas Challengers had some real trouble early on, making him move and backing in for the Challengers. That's Austin Maurer. Draws the Challengers within 2, 5:21 to go in the second quarter of play as Cannon Anderson gets ready to check back in. Moving to the hoop. There's Kramer. Runs into trouble there. Challengers quickly up the floor. Tristan Wallace, who bagged a three-pointer earlier in the contest, thinks better of it here. Making a move to the hoop is Maurer. He gets his own rebound, kicks it out. Peyton Maurer, lefty jumper, off target, just a little long off the back iron. Bushnell with the rebound. Beardsley picked up by Hall. He has been relatively quiet by Cole Beardsley standards. There, near steal by Hall. So the Challengers, who gave up 19 in the first quarter, have just surrendered 2 here in the second. And to know Coach Brian Morris is to know that he likes to try to keep that number under 10 per quarter. And a little bit better progress on it in this quarter than the first. But to be fair, Philomath, undefeated at 6-0, was lights out in the first quarter. Preston Kramer, wearing number 11, up high. Passes over on the left wing for Bushnell, guarded by Cannon Anderson. They'll fire it around the horn. And we have a foul called, offensive foul against Cole Beardsley. Farmer into the ball game as Peyton Maurer comes out. We're talking about the depth of this Challenger team. Everybody who played, which pretty much Coach Morris emptied his bench, everybody who played scored last night. Near steal there by Russell. They'll feed it to Hall. Drew Hall with his first bucket of the ball game, and he knots it up at 21. Beardsley offering a screen is Peters. May, and little tussle there with Derek Farmer, the freshman, by way of Brookings Harbor. Whistled for the foul. Everything I hear, we didn't get to see him much in terms of varsity football action this year, but everybody I've talked to is incredibly high on this kid and his future with Cascade Christian. Just one of those guys that has game no matter what he touches. Beardsley against Hall. He picks up his dribble. And now, a little move to the hoop. Good defense there by Colson Brown. This call will go against the challengers. Francoyac back in the lineup. Drew Hall. Little conversation with assistant Scotty Morris and head coach Brian Morris. Brian coming into today's action with 624 wins. Leading the challenger charge since 1988. Little putback attempt there. And Kramer there puts his team up by 2. Maurer, top of the key. He's going to go ahead, take a look. His jumper just a little bit long. Bushnell for Beardsley out of backcourt. Beardsley from long distance, high off the back iron. They're hustling for the ball is Peters. Bushnell tries to shoot. Can't connect. Austin Maurer up the floor to Colson Brown. His drive to the hoop is good. Colson Brown with 5 in the ball game as he ties it up at 23. Many of you know I work at Cascade Christian, and he was one of my broadcasting students a couple years ago. Great kid. Not only a good athlete, but just a fine young man. Driving to the hoop. Laying it up and in. Preston Kramer with his 3rd bucket of the night. Whistle will go against Brown. That will be his first personal, 3rd team foul against Cascade. To the line will be Kramer. Caden Muir checks in to the Philomath lineup. 5'11 junior. Free throw attempt, a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Russell. Russell underneath the hoop, and he traveled with the ball. So where Austin couldn't get that rebound, he was there defensively. And, well, when you got 7 foot of length, even if you are 6'7", it's something that makes you think as you go to the hoop and will force you into the mistake. Francoyac with the basketball. Goes around the horn, pulls up the corner of the free throw line. There's Peyton Maurer, now to Hall. Hall feeds it for Anderson. And again, Cascade with some turnover trouble here in the first half. Warriors have the lead and the rock with 1:10 to go in the half. Drive to the hoop, offensive rebound, but rejection by Maurer. Coming up with it is Kramer, and then now in the corner, knocking it down, Preston Kramer. Warrior lead is back up to 5. That equals their biggest lead of the contest. Hall, Maurer screen. Swings a pass for Austin. Austin starts to make a move. Makes a move to the hoop. And we have a whistle and a foul called against the Warriors. And as you can tell, the Warrior faithful lets the men in stripes hear about it. But, you know, I see 3 gentlemen out here. They have the only votes that count in this scenario. And it'll send Austin Maurer, the reigning Oregon 3A Player of the Year, to the free throw line. He makes his first free throw attempt. For Maurer, that's 9 points in the ball game as he draws his team within 4. Second attempt, that one rims off. Didn't quite catch that stoppage of play. But whatever the case may be, looks like there's something going on at the scoring table. A little discussion between one of the officials and one of the folks. It looks like whoever's working on the Cascade book. Philomath with a 4-point lead here. 28-24. Coming up, Challengers will be in action again on Wednesday against the Dayton Pirates. Opening game of the Christmas Classic. Near steal there by Hall. Roping it in is Kramer. Beardsley. Right side to Kramer. Up top it goes for Russell. Beardsley from downtown. Yeah. Cole Beardsley, 9 points in the half. He's got his team up by 7. Shot rejected by Beardsley. And that will end the first half of play. The Philomath Warriors, top team in the Oregon 4A. The Cascade Christian Challengers, the Oregon 3A champion from 2022. Right now, it's the Warriors with a 7-point halftime advantage. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll bring you our halftime report following these messages on TableRockSports.net.
New phone? Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. It was great to have so many different options.
New and current customers can get any phone from any brand free, only at US Cellular.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Fuel up for your race day adventures with Pinnacle 365. Pit for your early morning caffeine fix to help you get off to a good start and be rewarded with free motivation. Stay hydrated as you ride into Turn 2. And if fountain drinks are your thing, get your 6th free. Add Crunch to your lunch as you head into Turn 3. Fuel up for the remainder of the race with your Peak Rewards app and save at least 16 cents a gallon. Your daily journey to the winner's circle starts at Pinnacle 365.
At the half here at the Les Schwab South Coast Tournament, it is the Philomath Warriors leading the Cascade Christian Challengers. The lead is 7 at 31-24. If you joined us late, Challengers with some early turnover trouble. Took us a couple of minutes before they even got off their first shots of the ball game. Then we had kind of a frenetic battle as not only did Philomath were they able to turn some of those turnovers into points, but also they were just lights out from downtown. Challengers, though, came up with some answers as they knocked down 5 3-pointers. That's as many as they made in the whole game against Hidden Valley last night, to give you a little bit of perspective on the shooting there. Early in the second quarter, the Challengers, well, they got as close as tying this ball game up, but Philomath ended up pulling up down the stretch. Philomath, 19 points in the first quarter, 12 in the second. The Challengers with 15 in the first quarter and 9 in the second. I want to take this opportunity to remind you, and I alluded to it earlier, but we've got a run of some Cascade Christian basketball coming up here on Table Rock Sports. The Christmas Classic will be getting underway on Wednesday. Not only will we be bringing you the Challenger boys in action at 6 p.m., against the Dayton Pirates, but we'll also bring you the Challenger girls as well. Looking forward to seeing this team in action, as it's a young and up-and-coming team under the direction of Jeff Robertson, and they're 2-1 so far on the young season. So we'll get a chance to take a look at them, and their first action will come against the Phoenix Pirates, and that game will be at 7:30. So, and then, of course, we look forward to having Mark McLemore joining us. So, anyway, again, Dayton against Cascade Christian at 6 on Wednesday, and Phoenix against the Challenger girls at 7:30. And we're more than happy to bring the action your way here on Table Rock Sports, but this being the big fundraiser for the boys basketball program. If you can make it down, there's nothing quite like seeing this, what's going to be a fantastic team in action up close and personal. Thursday at the tournament, the Challenger boys take the day off. The Challenger girls, though, will be in action at 4:30, hosting Klamath Union at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Again, we'll have that game for you here on Table Rock. And then a big game on Friday night, Westside Christian, a team that you may remember that the Challengers beat in the semifinals of the Oregon 3A tournament. And don't forget, they're coached by David Henry, whom many of you who have been a part of the program for any period of time know that David was a part of that Oregon 2A championship team that delivered the first state championship in Cascade Christian Challenger sports history back in 2007. And over the years so far, as Henry has taken that post, done a great job of building a program. But so far, Coach Morris has had the better end of it. But everything that I'm hearing tells me this, is that it's going to be a big two-team battle for the Oregon 3A championship between Westside and Cascade. Of course, there's more than a few other guys that have some things to say about that. It'll be fun to see how that goes. But anyway, Westside will play Cascade on Friday. That game will be at 6 o'clock. And then Cascade Christian. Now, you talk about, we talked about Robertson for a number of years. The Challengers, you may recall, back in 2012, the girls ended up with a third-place finish at state. Their coach at that time, Marvin Denman. Well, Marvin, of course, since moved on, has spent the last several years at Eagle Point. But in this round-robin tournament, we'll tell you that the Challenger girls will be in action against the Eagles on Friday night at 7:30. So Cascade Christian, some of these tournament games will be big ones for them, because we just know that, and this is just the way it works sometimes, that the league that the Challengers are a part of have a lot of teams either in a rebuilding mode or just simply don't have the numbers to run with Cascade Christian. So a critical part of the Challenger season and developing, getting themselves ready for a state tournament run will be seeing some tough tournament action, and this game no less a part of that. Looking at the statistics from the first half, first of all, for the 4A Warriors, Preston Kramer with 9. Ty May, he was a big factor early for the Warriors. He has 7 in the ball game. Jacob Beaters has 4. Cole Beardsley lit it up with 3 triples for 9 points in the first half. Chad Russell with 2, and that's your scoring for the Warriors. Taking a look at, and again, turnovers a factor in the first half. Challengers with 7 turnovers. Those aren't the worst numbers you might see from somebody, but when you compare it to where the Challengers have been in their first couple of games, that this Warrior defense causing some frustration. But looking at the scoring for Cascade Christian, Austin Maurer leading the way with 9 points in the ball game. He also has 4 rebounds and 5 blocked shots. Also in the scoring column, Drew Hall has 2 points in the contest. Peyton Maurer ends up knocking down a jumper for 2. Tristan Wallace, early 3-pointer for his total in the ball game. Jaron Frankowiak also had a 3-pointer in the first quarter to give him 3 in the ball game. Off the Challenger bench, Colson Brown, 2 for 2 for 5 points and also an assist in the contest. And again, we've talked about that depth that the Challengers have, and it's definitely come in handy this evening. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we return, it'll be time for the second half of play. It's the Warriors up by 7 here in the championship game of the Les Schwab South Coast Holiday Classic. We'll be right back.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Start of the third quarter, Cascade Christian will open up with possession of the basketball, trailing by 7, 31-24. Frankowiak out of backcourt, being met by Preston Kramer. High post it goes for Maurer. Now to Hall. Hall back to Maurer. Austin takes a step, moves to the hoop, tries to feed it inside for his brother Peyton. He'll kick it back out for Hall. Maurer from distance. His shot a little bit short. Maurer trying to save it. His brother Peyton, that is. And it ends up going out of bounds. So Challengers with a quick turnover in the third. Jim McCoy here along with Johnny McCoy on the camera. Live from Marshfield High School. This is where they duke it out for the 3A state tournament. Swing the ball. Shot from downtown by May. No good. He'll get another opportunity here. It spins around and out. Gets his own rebound, but it is rejected by Maurer. Austin with his 6th block of the game. Hall quickly out of backcourt. Austin Maurer starting to make a move. He'll kick it out for Peyton. Now back to Austin. His shot rolls around and off. Wallace fighting for the rebound. Also there is Jacob Peters for the Warriors. They say it was last touched by Philomath. And Frankowiak with the inbound to Wallace. Big power forward. Now to Maurer. Maurer on the right wing. Backs in. Little fadeaway jumper. Rolls around and off. May with the rebound for Beardsley. Beardsley, 3 3-pointers in the first half for 9. He had 20 last night against Junction City. May backs in against Peyton Maurer. His shot in and out, no good. Good defense by Cascade. Hall, little shake and bake. Jumper along the baseline off the dribble, no good. May quickly up the floor for Beardsley, picked up by Peyton Maurer. They'll try to feed it, but it is broken up by Hall. Hall out of backcourt, 3-on-3 Francoyak going to drive. Little runner is just a little bit short. And that's where you can just see that they may not have a 7-footer, but they've got some good length on this team. And trying to get those offensive rebounds, a bigger challenge than it ordinarily might be for Cascade Christian, who's ordinarily pretty good on the boards. Peters, guarded by Wallace. Back for Preston Kramer. Russell tries to feed it inside. Breaking it up is Austin Maurer. Hall out of backcourt. Warriors do a good job of getting back defensively. Maurer going to fire from the corner. His shot no good. His brother there to collect it as he kicks it out for Hall. Hall against Beardsley. Going to make a move to the hoop. Bounce pass to Maurer. Maurer going to make a move to the hoop. Shot no good, but a whistle and a foul called. And that's going to go against Chad Russell for the big 6'7" senior post. That is his second foul of the contest. And that will send Austin Maurer to the free throw line. First attempt, it is good. Colson Brown, Cannon Anderson checking into the challenger lineup. Maurer, can he draw the team within 5? He does. Nothing but net. And you can see why the colleges are already after this 7-foot junior, because he's got that length, but he's also got a very nice, well-rounded game. Beardsley, his jumper no good. Brown with the rebound. Up the floor it goes to Hall. Again, Warriors good in their transition defense. Backing down, little turnaround jumper by Hall is off target. Five-point game here, 4:38 to go in the third. Russell, high post, just beyond the arc, and they'll dump it inside. Nice ball movement by the Warriors. And Jacob Peters, that gives him 6 on the evening. Cascade Christian going to call a timeout, and that will give us an opportunity to break away real quick, and then we'll be back with more basketball action coming your way on TableRockSports.net.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Out of the break. Challengers down by 7, such as they were at half. They've got the basketball. Hall, screened by Brown. They'll feed it back door to Brown. Pass a little off target. Brown makes a move to the hoop, and he knocks it down. How do you like having that off of your bench? That's 7 on the night for Brown. Junior wing. Meanwhile, we have a traveling call. I don't have an official rundown on turnovers for Philomath this evening, but I can tell you there haven't been many. But the Challengers, trailing by 5 in this contest, have an opportunity here. Their lineup for you: Drew Hall along with Cannon Anderson, Tristan Wallace, Austin Maurer, and Colson Brown. Brown feeds it low post for Austin. He'll move to his left. Little fadeaway jumper. 2. Maurer with 13 on the night as the Challengers draw within 3. Challengers have not led in the ball game, but they've gotten as close as tying it up. Now May, his jumper short. Brown with the rebound. And he's having a night. Colson goes coast to coast, feeds it for Wallace. He can't connect. Warriors get it back. Beardsley out of backcourt, guarded by Hall. Kramer trying to make a move on Anderson. The swinging around. Beardsley with an open look. His shot short. Winning on the glass there is May. Ball's tipped around, and somebody get a stick and kill it. It's alive. It's like a greased pig out there, that basketball this evening. But a lot of active hands on both sides. Hall, Anderson. Anderson penetrates. His shot off to the right, no good. He and Kramer come tumbling to the floor. And that's going to go as against Kramer, and that will send Cannon Anderson to the free throw line. Free throw attempt. Off to the right, no good. No, he's been coming off some illness, and I think he's just kind of getting his bearings back. Wallace and Brown come out of the ball game. Frankowiak and Derek Farmer in the game. And Anderson, ordinarily money from the free throw line, 0 for 2 from the charity stripe, and so it remains a 3-point ball game here in the third. 2:19 left to go on the frame. Beardsley, left to the top of the key, looking around inside. Nothing happening there. Now they'll feed it going inside. Now they dump it in for Russell. He misses the shot, disrupted by Austin Maurer. Ball tipped away, last touched by the Challengers. And getting set to inbound for Philomath will be Preston Kramer. Russell has it. Kramer, Frankowiak, he'll drive to the hoop. The little runner is good. Preston Kramer puts his team up by 5. Peyton Maurer to Austin Maurer, driving against Russell, finds the seam, but Russell does a nice job there, disrupting defensively. Russell with it now, makes his move on Maurer, backs down against him, spins around, and he dumps it in. Russell with his second bucket of the ball game extends the lead back to 7 for Philomath. Peyton now to Farmer. Farmer at the free throw line. Active hands defensively by the Warriors. Rule is a kick ball by the Warriors. It'll be Challenger possession. Hall back in the ball game. So he's in there along with Frankowiak, Farmer, and the Maurer brothers. Hall feeds Austin Maurer. His shot rims off. No good. Taking in the rebound is Jacob Peters. Beardsley out of the backcourt. Kramer now. Picked up by Frankowiak. And a foul called against Cascade Christian. And then Frankowiak, he'll be whistled for the personal as Cannon Anderson returns for the Challengers. It has been something of a slugfest here in the third quarter. Both teams with 6 points apiece in the quarter. And we got 21 seconds to go. They'll dump it down inside. Peters against Farmer. His shot short. Offensive rebound. And Philomath been getting their opportunities tonight. Shot in and out, no good. And we have a whistle and a foul called against Philomath. And that's going to go against Russell. Hall out of backcourt. Sees an opening. He's going to try a shot way short to end the quarter. So after 3, Warriors lead by 7. We got one more quarter to go. And we'll be bringing that your way right after these messages.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Getting ready for the start of the fourth quarter here. Philomath, who has led throughout the ball game, except for where it was tied on a couple of occasions, leading this ball game by 7 at 37-30. Now, you would think that it sounds a little counterintuitive, but this is exactly the kind of game that Coach Morris wants. This is the kind of game early in the season you begin to take stock of yourself, and you learn no matter how good you are, there's room for improvement. And these are the kind of games where these are the games that are going to make you better. Beardsley with a move to the hoop. Runner from the left side is good. He's got 11 on the night. And the Warriors have their biggest lead of the evening. Austin Maurer, top of the key, tries to feed it back door, but it is broken up by Beardsley. Bounce pass up the floor, but Maurer steals it back. Quickly up the floor it goes to Hall. Hall with the little runner. And he lays it up and in. Drew Hall. That's just 4 points on the evening for him. Russell, top of the key. Out of that high post. Feeds it left side for Beardsley. Beardsley trying to shake Hall. Hall with a good defense there. Now it's May with the basketball. Dumps it low post, tried to feed it inside. Shot just a little too hard off the glass. Peyton Maurer collects the rebound. Hall between the circles, guarded by Beardsley. They'll dump it inside for Austin Maurer. He's double teamed. He's going to go ahead and make his move, and his shot is good. The basket will count. And Maurer has 15 in the game, and he has an opportunity to make a three-point play. Foul called against Kramer. That's his second of the contest. Farmer is going to come out. And into the ball game is starting forward Tristan Wallace. Maurer, nothing but net. He's got 16 on the night to draw the challengers within 4. Beardsley, left side. May's going to fire from downtown. Nothing but air. Little discussion there between the officials about who touched it last. Anderson campaigning for the challenger cause there. And it will be challenger basketball. 6:05 remaining in the ball game. Challengers trail by 4. Still anybody's ball game. High post it goes. Austin Maurer against Russell. He shakes the defender, makes a move to the hoop. And the Challengers can live off of that. And that's just one of the difficulties about a kid that is 7 feet tall and athletic to boot. It is just a matchup headache. Maurer. You see that sweet shooting form there. He's got 17 on the evening. Draws his team within 3. Second attempt. That's good. Maurer brings his team within 2. 39-37 with 5:48 left to go in the fourth quarter of play. Beardsley out of backcourt, picked up by Hall. Beardsley has had a pretty good game, but he has been a little bit quieter by Beardsley's standards. He had 19 and 20, and so far 11 on the night. Good hustle there by Francoiak. Unfortunately, it goes back to Peters. Fires to Beardsley. Ball's tipped around. Austin Maurer with the rebound. Out of backcourt to Francoiak. Francoiak going to drive the baseline. Kicks it out for Brown. Brown makes a move to the hoop, and he buries it. Colson Brown with 9 in the ball game off the Challenger bench to tie this one up. Beardsley moving to his left. And he's called for the travel. 4:56 left to go in the ball game. Challengers opportunity to take their first lead of the night. This Warrior team, you know that they'll bring the D here. They're not going to make this easy. Maurer, little shake and bake, moves to the hoop. His shot in and out. Gets his own rebound, but there to collect it. Beardsley off the boards. 39-39. Beardsley now. Bushnell going to shoot from the baseline. His shot rolls around. And Bushnell gives his team a 2-point lead after it. Hung out there on the rim for, seemed like forever, his first field goal of the night. Puts his team up by 2. But you talk about depth. When you got a guy like Bushnell that you can bring off your bench and he can produce like that, you're in a good spot as a team. Cascade Christian trailing by 2 with 4:05 left to go. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we return, we've got more basketball coming your way on Table Rock Sports.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RBTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Hawthorne Court at Marshfield High School. This is where they play the Oregon 3A tournament along with nearby North Bend. So the Challengers getting to see some early season action on this floor where they aspire to be in early March, working to repeat as state champions. Meanwhile, Philomath showing us tonight why they come in at 6-0, that this is a quality basketball team, and they lead in this ball game by 2. Hall, double team, looking underneath, and you could see he was looking for Wallace. That would have been a great play. He was open, but the pass off target. Philomath with an opportunity to extend the lead. Beardsley, Kramer, and a steal by Wallace and the Challengers. A little redemption for the Challenger forward. Well, I guess you should say actually that pass by Hall was off target. But nonetheless, Challengers escape there and have an opportunity now to tie this thing up. Hall picks up his dribble. Frankowiak now. Jaron drives, kicks it out. Wallace will fire from downtown. His shot a little bit long. Battle for the boards. Beardsley quickly up the floor. He was looking in the direction of May. May couldn't quite catch up to it. So here we sit with the Warriors holding a 2-point lead with 3:10 left to go in the ball game. Peyton Maurer, Wallace. He's going to make a move to the hoop. And the shot there misses, and they're going to call him for a travel. I thought he might get a foul call there, but such is not the case. So the Challengers, an opportunity to knot it up or even go ahead on a triple, and they cannot do so there. So it goes back to Philomath with 2:55 left to go in the ball game. Ball tipped around, and all of that going the Warriors' way. Beardsley, left side for May. And they'll feed it to Russell. Russell. And they'll call an offensive foul. Chad Russell. Brown back in the ball game. One of the things that Colson will do is he'll give the Challengers a little bit more offense. Wallace mostly making his bones banging around the boards. .230 left to go in the ball game and counting. Hall, high post to Austin Maurer. Little jumper, off target, no good. Peyton Maurer rushes in for the rebound. And the foul called against Colson Brown. Now he's going to come back out. Get the feeling you might see a little bit of platooning here down the stretch. So Wallace is in for the defense. Beardsley, his team up by 2. Guarded by Hall. Anderson on Kramer. Russell in the high post at the elbow. And now to Beardsley. Hall's done a good job on him, holding him in check defensively this evening. Russell on the low post, backing in on Maurer. His shot, no good. Ball tipped around. And they're going to call the foul on Austin Maurer. For Austin, that's just his second, so it's remained. We've been stuck at this 41-39 score here for some time now. With the basketball, they'll kick it back out now for Russell. Russell, Beardsley. Feeds it over left side for Kramer. Peters. Beardsley trying to make his move there to get shed of Hall. Anderson there defensively. 1:25 to go in the ball game, and it's a 2-point Warrior lead. Beardsley double teamed, and good defense there by the Challengers. Can't come away with the steal. We're down to 1:05 left to go in the game. Hall, Beardsley feeds it. Russell going to back in. Tries to fire a pass out of traffic, and is taken away by Hall. Hall with the basketball, moves to the hoop. The reverse is good, and it's a tie ball game. Drew Hall with 6 on the night. And we got 40 seconds left to go. Kramer with the ball, up top for Peters. Peters broken up by Hall. .30 seconds left to go, and a timeout is called on the floor. Timeout called. We will go ahead and take a quick one as well. We'll be right back. Don't you dare go away.
An honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
Tie ball game with 30.3 seconds left to go. Challengers, defending 3A champions. Philomath, undefeated and the #1 team in the Oregon 4A. You can see this team's going to be very tough, and there's some quality teams in the 4A ranks. But here we go. A couple of good ones going at it here. For the Challengers, just their 3rd game of the season. 7th for the Warriors, who will inbound. They got Kramer in there along with Peters, Beardsley, Russell, and May. Beardsley gets it, high right corner against Hall. He'll pick up his dribble. Goes for Peters. Peters now to Russell. Looking to swing it left. And Philomath calling a timeout. 16.2 seconds left to go in the ball game. Tied up. Warriors have the ball. They're going to go ahead and go to the dry erase board, see what they can drop, and we'll be right back with that following this.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RBTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Championship game, and this has been a championship caliber game. Something of a slugfest, if you will, between the Philomath Warriors and the Cascade Christian Challengers. Tied at 41 apiece. The Warriors have the ball with 16.3. You know who to keep your eye on. Cole Beardsley. But they've also had nice contributions tonight from Ty May, also from Kramer. Beardsley has it now way up high. He'll work it for Kramer. Kramer guarded by Wallace. Wallace now making a move is May. They'll kick it out. Beardsley's going to shoot from downtown. And the shot off target. We're going to OT. Our game knotted up at 41 apiece, just like we saw in the girls' championship game. That went to overtime. Philomath ended up taking it on the chin against Astoria on the girls' side of the bracket. But right now, these teams are going to talk things over, get ready for extra time, as they say in the soccer ranks, and we'll be right back.
What do you do when you get into a car accident and want to know your rights? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
It's Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course Ram trucks. Choose from our great selection of new Jeep Gladiator 4x4s or test drive a new 22 Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4. And remember, we've added the convenience of test drives from your home and an online process to purchase and deliver your new vehicle. During Jeep Adventure Days, you'll save big on every new vehicle in stock only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to overtime. A couple of heavyweights in the Warriors and the Challengers. Russell, actually, that is Ty May against Maurer for the opening tip. And it looks like they're going to do this one again. Well, tipped around, out of bounds it goes. And it'll be Warrior basketball. Last touched by Austin Maurer. Beardsley in there along with Kramer, Peters, May, and Russell. Challengers with Anderson, Wallace, the Maurer brothers, and Drew Hall. Russell with the basketball. Works it over for May. May, big force for the Warriors early in the ball game. Got into a little bit of foul trouble. Now here's Russell with it against Maurer. Payton tries to get a hand on it. Kramer, guarded by Anderson. He's between the circles right now, right next to that big M for the Marshfield Pirates. Russell out beyond the arc. Peters. Now May. .258 left to go. Warriors have held possession the whole time. And if you're a good team, you can afford to be patient. Play for that good shot. Challengers not easily giving it away. Beardsley has to kick it out as he loses the handle momentarily, guarded by Hall. We'll work it over on the far side. May skip pass over for Beardsley. Beardsley, guarded by Austin Maurer, tries to feed it. Broken up momentarily. Ball hard off the backcourt. Good hustle by the big guy, Russell, to run it down. A couple of years, we won't be able to do this anymore. As many of you know, there will be a shot clock coming. Kramer with the basketball, guarded by Anderson. And a 5-second violation against the Warriors. Challengers, 2 minutes gone here in the overtime period. With the turnover now, we'll have to see if the Challengers can make them pay. The Challengers come out here with Frankowiak, the Maurer brothers, Drew Hall, and Tristan Wallace. Austin Maurer feeds it for Hall, gets a screen from Maurer. Tries to penetrate. Beardsley with some good defense there. Tries to lay it up with the left hand. The shot no good. Peters with a rebound. Or Beardsley. 1:29 left to go. It remains a tie ball game. And Drew Hall whistled for the personal. For the Challengers, their fourth team foul. Now, Cannon Anderson checking in the ball game. Frankowiak will come out. Russell. The Hall. Beardsley. Yeah, for Kramer. Kramer on the elbow. And the Challengers' defense has been good. The Warriors have not been able to get off a shot here in the extra frame. Now Beardsley's going to kick it out. Russell. And the ball tipped around. Austin Maurer trying to fight for it. Hall with the steal. Out of backcourt he goes. And he misses the shot, but we have a whistle and a foul called against the Warriors. And that will be called against May. And that will send Drew Hall to the free throw line. Drew with 6 points on the night. Opportunity here in overtime to give the Challengers their first lead of the game, and he cannot. He can't connect on the first free throw attempt. And we're going to have a quick timeout. 52 seconds left to go in overtime. The game's still tied, but another free throw coming for the Challengers. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
New phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. It was great to have so many different options.
New and current customers can get any phone from any brand free, only at US Cellular.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Drew Hall, opportunity to put the Challengers up for the first time in the ball game, and his free throw attempt is long. It remains tight at 41 with 48 seconds left to go in the ball game. Beardsley for Kramer. Kramer on the wing. They dump it inside for Russell. Russell gets behind the defense, and he scores. Russell, big bucket there, 32 seconds and counting left to go. And the Challengers trail by 2. Austin Maurer kicks it out. Tristan Wallace going to the baseline, and his shot a little bit short. And a foul in the backcourt against the Challengers. So we have 15.6 seconds left to go. Warriors have the ball, leading by 2. Challengers right now with, scoreboard says 4 team fouls. And a foul in the backcourt against Cascade. What they don't want to do is allow Philomath just to get the ball and just kind of work it around and run out the clock. So expect another foul coming here. So Hall quickly fouls Beardsley. The guy you really don't want to foul, but sometimes you don't have the luxury of making those choices, and, well, you never know what will happen. Right now, it's a 2-point Warrior lead. Colson Brown going to check into the Challenger lineup. Tristan Wallace comes out. Free throw attempt, first one's good. It's a 3-point game. By our unofficial count, 12 on the night for the sharpshooting guard. Now it's a 4-point game. 12.8 seconds left to go. Austin Maurer fires from 3. His shot off target, no good. It has not really been the best of shooting nights for the Challengers. Some of the credit there has to go to the Warrior defense with 3.1 seconds. The Warriors with Ty May a little discussion at the scores table. May, who was a big factor early for Philomath, opportunity here to gain a little further separation. He puts the Warriors up by about, looks like the discussion was, now they put some time back up on the clock, 4.5 seconds, where there was 3.1 just a little bit earlier. Second attempt. That one rolls around and down. Hall launches from downtown. And a foul called against Beardsley. So a 47-41 ball game. And with 2 seconds left in overtime, Hall with an opportunity to draw the challengers within 3. On this trip, Hall and the challengers going to call a timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Coverage of audio video streaming here is powered today by Table Rock Sports, Oregon's leading producer of high school athletic streams. Lithia Jeep Dodge Chrysler is our title sponsor. Visit lithiasuperstore.com. And want to remind you once again, the Christmas Classic, sponsored by Dutch Bros, gets underway on Wednesday at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. They'll also have JV and JV2 bracket games going on over at the Grace Christian campus. Here on Table Rock Sports, Joseph Brett will be bringing you some action of St. Mary's as they work their way through the round-robin tournament, and we'll also have complete coverage of the Cascade Christian Challenger boys and girls. Challengers down by 3, 2 seconds left. If there's a way for the challengers to somehow pull this off, Brian has thought of it. 3-point game, 2 seconds left. Taking the inbound, Kramer, and he'll run out the clock. The Philomath Warriors run their record to 7-0 on the young campaign by defeating the Cascade Christian Challengers by a score of 47-44. So with that, again, Warriors go to 7-0. The Challengers drop to 2-1 and ended up taking the second place trophy from the Les Schwab South Coast Tournament. We'll take a quick timeout right now, and when we return, we'll be back with the Medford Parks and Rec post-game show here on TableRockSports.net, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
You find information about paying for medical treatment after a car crash? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
I just got the best deal at US Cellular. Just $29 for one line.
For the first month only, right? That's how they get you.
For as long as I want. Why so skeptical?
I was told she'd weigh 30 pounds.
Get unlimited data for just $29 per line, even just one, only at US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Get one line for just $29 at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive U.S. Cellular authorized agent. Visit souscellular.com for details.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it.
LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Back here at Hawthorne Court at Marshfield High School, Jim McCoy along with Johnny McCoy, Marshfield Athletic Director Greg Mulvey, passing out awards. They're announcing the all-tournament team, and they're also presenting the team trophies. Drew Hall ended up making the all-tournament team for the Challengers. And Chad Russell for Philomath being recognized as an all-tournament selection. No surprise here, Austin Maurer. And Austin had another fine evening this evening. 5 block shots in the first half, and I would say roughly probably at least 2 or 3 more in the second. We don't have the totals yet, and thankful for Challenger assistant coach Brett Evenson, who has been furnishing me the stats in the absence of Mark McLemore, who's coaching committed to our Challenger boys varsity and JV and JV2 programs. Cole Beardsley, and rightfully so. He had 19 points on Thursday, chipped in 20 last night. He had to work for his points tonight, but he was no doubt a very big, important part of the victory for the Warriors as they come away. And Mulvey, Coach Morse, taking away the trophy there for this evening. So again, just be aware that once again we'll be bringing you Challenger basketball and Table Rock Sports coming up on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. It'll be the Challenger boys taking on Dayton. That game is slotted for a 6 o'clock start, and then the Challenger girls in action at 7:30. We'll go ahead and wrap things up from here. Glad to be a part of this evening's broadcast. I know a number of you are back home watching this evening, and it's been great to be with you. For Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.